Welcome back everyone, thanks for tuning in again. Welcome to you new subs, welcome to you old subs, and if you're not subbed, do me a favour, go and click sub, it really helps me out, and well, I provide you guys with some rad videos to watch, so yeah, mutually beneficial, right? It's a long awaited video today, long awaited, ooh, suspense. I've had a lot of comments on this, it's probably my most commented thing at the moment, and I think that's because everyone's free trials are running out, and that is Strava Premium. Is Strava Premium worth paying for? So I was looking at Strava site before this, and I was just checking what you get with the premium. I'm gonna be honest, I'll chuck it up like there. There's so much stuff you get with it, right, on their list, but really, I think that's a little bit of them like kind of packing it out a bit. So I'm gonna split this down into a few simple things. There is the live segments and the leaderboards and that sort of stuff with your times, personal times. Then there's the mapping, and then what's the other one? Oh, like training and everything. So that's what I'm going to split it into. So at the end of this, hopefully it will help you guys decide whether you want to invest in Strava Premium or not. Let's see, like I'm not endorsed by Strava, this is completely like just my view of it. I'm not like DC Rainmaker, I don't know the ins and outs of everything, but I can give you my opinion as a cyclist, whether I think it's worth it or not. You don't want to know about Strava straight away, you want to explore some of this wicked woodland with me, right? So let's go for a little shred. So the first thing, segments, live tracking, all that stuff, leaderboards by weight, leaderboards overall, and leaderboards by age. That's what you get in premium, which is great. And I would say, and I'm doing this first, because that is, I would say to me, the most appealing reason that anyone would sub to it. But is that enough on its own? So everyone loves Strava leaderboards, you know, like they are great and they're really good. They push you and I like them. They're a bit of fun. Are they on their own worth the money? Like, well, for me, I'm not sure. And then you throw in live tracking. So to me, weight and age, couldn't care less, not interested at all. It's only the overall ones that I'm interested in. If you don't have premium, you can only access the top 10. So for me personally, on a lot of the stuff around here locally, I want a top 10, so it's just not worth me paying for it, you know, exclusively just for that. So another feature of it is live segment tracking. Live segment tracking? Yeah. So I loaded on to my Wahoo about 200 segments. It's taken me ages to remove them all. And I wanted to test out how much it works. And one thing I noticed is some of them work and some of them really don't. You know, it will either not show up on Strava or it messes up the start and the end. It's not going to be 100% perfect, but I notice more often than not, actually, there are a few issues with it, you know. On the longer climbs, kind of perfect, but the short sprinty segments, a lot of the time it didn't actually find the segment. So you put all that effort in and you don't end up on the leaderboard anyway, so it doesn't register. So not mega blown away by live segment tracking, to be honest. Like it's a bit buggy and it's not as good as it could be. After previewing it for like 2 months, I played with the live segments a lot and that's what I found. So I was under the impression I'd keep it alone just for the live segments, but they weren't as good as I thought. I'm going to be honest, they just weren't, you know. And the leaderboards, I'm not fussed enough on its own to make me pay. What do you guys think? Let's do some more shredding and then we're going to move on to the mapping feature. So, maps. The thing is, right, I was going to do a video on maps all on its own, right? It would have been a boring video, you know? It's just like you kind of like drag and drop the map routes and it's a little bit fiddly. So it's a little bit more refined than Komoot's, but like both of them, when you're trying to like fine edit them, it can be a bit niggly. Then you've got the random Strava routes and basically Strava will just generate a ride for you. You can pick how long and whether you want it hilly or flat, and it'll give you just a random route and you can just jump on your bike, go out and ride and not have to worry about it. So that's quite nice. I might use it if I'm visiting a different country, for example, but on the whole, like the mapping is like a bit underwhelming. That's what I feel. I mean, do any of you guys use the mapping? Like, again, I'm really interested to see like the certain features you guys like. And so those guys that did comment and say you want to see a video on it, sorry, I do apologise. But if there's enough comments down below, I will totally do a video on it if there's enough demand for it. One thing I was going to say actually that I left off segments. A lot of you asked how I know where the KOM segments are or the segments are where I live. So if you're not using your phone to track your ride, you can go to the Explore feature and then you can go to Explore segments. And literally you can search your local area and it will just tell you where all the segments are. So you don't need to be premium to do that. I left that out of the last bit, so You know, just thought I'd add that in there now. But yeah, that's my thoughts on maps. You know, it's a bit fiddly, it's a bit awkward, and they're not the best. I don't know, I'll just go out for a ride if I want to do a random route. I think sometimes like people are trying to get you to do too much. Like, you need to plan your route, you need to do this, you need to do that, and it's like, nah mate, you just need to go for a bike ride. You don't need Strava to plan your route or to tell you that you're fast up a hill. Like, you just need to enjoy it. And I know people like that side of it, but that's my current feeling on that at the moment. When you look at all these things added up together, does it make the whole package worth it? I think that's the interesting point, because there's a lot of stuff in it. So the last big one is the workout data, training, all that stuff, training plans, and I need a coffee for that. So we're gonna go get a coffee. We're gonna go through all of that stuff. There's not actually that much stuff, to be fair. And then I'm gonna give you my thoughts on whether I'll be continuing my subscription or not. What was the last thing left? Right, workout data, heart data, power data, all that data. So there's loads of data that Strava will analyze for you, and it will give you your like workout effort and all these other various figures and numbers and stuff, right? Which is great. But then to get the most out of this, you need to be riding with a power meter and a heart rate monitor the entire time, you know? And some of you might. I personally don't. I ride with power a lot and no heart rate monitor. And therefore, so when I get in from a ride, it doesn't give me the full analysis of my data. And like, so let's be honest, if you train with power, you know that if you're doing a threshold effort on power, you don't need heart rate to tell you that. So I think that, you know, by needing you to have both power and heart rate to get the full reading, I think they kind of shit themselves in the foot there, because I mean, you don't need that data for that. Like, if I've ridden at like 500 watts for 3 hours, clearly that's a big effort. I don't need my heart rate on there. But yeah, it won't tell you. I don't know, maybe I'm doing it wrong. But that's my impression that I get of it. So like, you need both to do that. And I've got both, but I just don't use both. And then like all the power analysis and the training plans and all that stuff, it's not that good. There you go, I've said it. It's not that good. Training Peaks or Trainer Road and all these other like specific training platforms, they do it better, you know? So just to summarize the workout stuff, you can look at all your so you look at your power data, all these sort of data stuff that you can look at on your Garmin app or Wahoo app or anything for free anyway. So summary, the power and all that workout stuff, the training plans, not worth it on their own. So where does that leave us? Well, basically you've got 3 things that aren't worth it on their own. So does that mean they're going to be worth it when you put them all together? Right, so I'm not going to beat around the bush with this. No, I don't think with all 3 combined it's enough, really. I've cancelled my subscription because I just don't think it's enough to justify the payment. You know, like, I don't use the power analysis training stuff. I don't use the maps, so therefore I would only be paying for these segments. And while segments are fun, right, I'm not spending like $6.99 or $5.99 a month and 50 quid a year. I'm not spending that much on them, you know? So if anyone does work for Strava, like, my feedback is give us the option of, I'm probably going to be wrong here and you've probably already done this, but give us the option of just having the live tracking and the leaderboards, and then I might be interested. 1 second, you got some fluff on you there. There you go. Much better. So that would be my feedback. I'd much rather just be able to buy a cheaply priced one that just relates to the segments and the live tracking and the leaderboards. That's what I would pay for, you know? And as far as everything else, not going to be paying for it. Not worth it for me. So this isn't sponsored by Strava. I have no affiliation with Strava. So this is like my opinion, you know? Like, I mean, hopefully it hasn't burnt any bridges for working with them in the future, but that's just my honest opinion, guys. Like, you guys deserve that. So I'm not going to be paying for it. I don't think it gives you enough. And if you're really into all the like workout training plan stuff, look at Trainer Road or Training Peaks. They're like awesome. I think it's a great free app where you can like log all your rides, but at the end of the day, like, I'm not going to get any benefit out of just using Strava, like as much benefit as I would getting out of Zwift. So that's why I say Zwift is definitely worth the money, and Strava Premium for me, it's not worth the money. Right, so I hope that helped you guys, you know, that's just my honest opinion of it. Like, you feel free to disagree with me, but yeah, you know, I just want you guys to have like honest reviews and stuff, and not just me being like, it's amazing, it's the best. Like, Strava's rad, but I'm not going to pay for it. So thanks for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you all soon. Bye. Massive thanks again to Jamie Skin Grows Back. You know, awesome. Bye.